Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast College Football Edition. Today, we are back with the weekly L7C Ohio State overall college football podcast. We got the L7C OGs, Cedric and Byron, with us. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good today, man. Can't complain.
It's a beautiful day. Great college football.
With the college football playoff rankings, now we got new rankings, so we got to ask the captain. You want to start with the Buckeye review, or you want to go over the newest rankings?
We can go over the newest rankings. Well, we should actually do a review first because what happened over the weekend affects what the rankings show.
Fair enough. Take it away, Captain.
All right, so we'll start off with our usual Ohio State game. Ohio State won 21-7 against Northwestern, which a score I never thought I'd see Ohio State do this year because we've been firing on all cylinders on offense, but we were started off super slow, didn't score until the second quarter. Actually, Northwestern scored first in the first quarter, but then our defense stepped up and only held them to 7 points for the rest of the game. CJ Stroud had a very off day, 10 for 26 for 76 yards, 0 touchdowns. And our running game, even though it started off slow, really ended up shining. Mayan Williams, 20 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. CJ Stroud actually had 6 carries for 79 yards. His longest one was for 44 yards, which I liked him adding that in since his passing game wasn't where it usually is. And then Emeka Ibuka had 2 rushes for 21 yards and a touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 5 catches, 51 yards. Stover had 2 catches for 12 yards. Fleming only had 1 catch for 7 yards. And then Emeka Ibuka had 2 catches for 6 yards. Travion Henderson and Jackson Smith and Jigba were also injured for the game. Again, our defense really stepped up. There weren't really any turnovers this game, but we were definitely getting after the quarterback in that running game. Now, the running game for Northwestern did have a great game. Their leading rusher had 30 carries for 122 yards and a touchdown. So he was really running over our defense. But like I said, the defense stopped them from scoring. So we ended up getting the dub, 21-7.
Cedric, what did you like about this game? Obviously, for people who didn't watch this game, weather was crazy over there. Just for people who didn't watch it, it was wild. Huge winds, rain. But Cedric, what did you like out of the Buckeyes, and what didn't you like?
I like that we won. Unfortunately, I get playing in these weather conditions is definitely tough. I mean, got a lot of wind going on, makes it hard to throw the ball, rain, what have you. But honestly, I liked our rushing game. I mean, 111 yards from a running back and then almost 80 yards from a quarterback. I think that speaks volume to versatility and still being able to get the job done. I would have, of course, loved to see a bigger win from a Northwestern team that only has 1 win this season. I'm just happy that we escaped a horrible upset, because if we would have lost this game somehow, some way, oh Lord, we would never hear the end of
it. Byron, anything you want to add on to what Cedric said?
I just I know the weather was a big factor, but the last 2 games, our offense has started really slow. And it's kind of concerning because we still have, that team up north coming in 2 weeks. We cannot start slow against them. So I know we have 2 more games before we face them. So I just really hope our offense starts quick against Indiana this weekend.
Yeah, I agree with both you guys said. I think the biggest thing that Cedric said, obviously, we won. We're in that month of November that, again, like the great Jim Tressel said, November's for contenders. If you don't win in November, your chances of winning a championship are usually out the window, which we'll get into that because there were some big losses while we were struggling. I'm glad we were at the 12 o'clock so we can get that out the way to see the upsets that happened later on in the day. But yeah, we won. Like Cedric said, I think to go on your thing, Byron, which I don't think people realize, this is the second game in a row that OSU was out yarded. Northwestern had more yards than us, more first downs, and a more time of possession. Second game in a row. Obviously, Penn State had all that too, so we just had the 4 turnovers on them. But so that'd be a little concerning because it's like 2 games in a row that we've been outgained, out first down, out possession. We just, in terms of Northwestern, no disrespect to them, but we just have more talented players.
Yeah, that's really what it boils down to. Because I know Michigan, it's talented. So if we start slow, it's going to be a long day for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, because once talent is equal in college football, it comes down to who's going to make the mistakes and coaching and execution.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Penn State game, talent was pretty almost similar. It's just Penn State had 4 turnovers. We had 0. That was the difference. Mm-hmm. So like you said, in a couple of weeks, when talent is going to be similar, who's going to make the mistakes? What coaching changes are going to happen with like execution and all that?
Yeah, and hopefully Smith and Jigba is healthy by the time Michigan comes into town.
I agree. I would like him healthy. I'm also getting to the point where I don't know if he's even going to play this year. If I can't get him playing, I'd rather have our running backs fully healthy.
True.
And just for the bettors, that is another game OSU did not cover because remember, they were a 38-point favorite.
38 point, yeah. And only won by 14.
I mean, Martin, you told us Northwestern was going to score a touchdown. These niggas scored a touchdown. I saw that. I was like, wait, what the fuck? They scored an actual touchdown? What the fuck is this?
I'm not going to cap. My Northwestern prediction from the last pod was ass. It was bad. Because I said we'd win 60-3. That obviously did not happen. So, yeah, that was embarrassing on my part. Because I didn't think they could score a touchdown. And they not just the fact they scored a touchdown. They scored the first touchdown.
I was watching. Yep. I was like, wait, we giving it up like that? I was like, this is going to be a long day.
I sat there and saw that. I was like, damn, I'm already wrong. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Like I said, I don't know what's going on. I think these teams are listening to the podcast now because they're like, oh, these motherfuckers, huh? Okay, well, we'll show them something.
Yeah. I mean, I do need to go back on, before we go back to our stuff, I do need to listen to all of these and like see which ones OSU actually covered the spread. I'm pretty sure they're under in covering the spread this year.
They are.
Oh, they're definitely under.
Yeah. Like, I think maybe, if I had to guess, maybe 3 of the games?
Yeah. Yeah. I would be surprised if it was more than 3.
Well, they're a 40-point favorite against Indiana.
I'm not going to even say they're going to cover that.
You are betting. I would bet 40-point favorite.
40 points.
Yep.
Let's just get a win. Let's just get a dub. Let's keep this bus rolling.
Right.
We got to keep it rolling. But yeah, Indiana, that's going to be, we'll do scores at the end. But let's go around before we go to the rankings and talk about that and some other stuff. So we had the 2 big games, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU, and another game that really shook these rankings. Georgia came out on top. Byron, I know that you had faith in Tennessee. Which, hey, you got the pick back. Cedric, did you take LSU last time, or did you take Alabama?
I'm trying to remember.
Because did we all go 1-1? Because I know you took Georgia.
Yeah, I think I took Alabama. I'm not 100% certain, but I think I took Alabama.
Yeah, because you took Alabama.
Because I thought Saban would work some things. This was his chance to get back in the top 5 if we won this this past week and then this upcoming week against Ole Miss.
Yeah, because me and you took Alabama, Byron took LSU, LSU won. Then we took Georgia, he took. Yeah, so we all went 1-1. Okay. But Byron, man, Georgia, that defense showed out. That crowd, everything. They knew if they lost this, it was over.
They did, and they came out to play. I said I didn't have faith in Stetson, whatever the quarterback's name is for Georgia. Stetson Bennett. And he actually came out and proved me wrong. He had like 2 long-ass touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And they just came out on top. He had a 13-yard touchdown run, 37-yard pass for a touchdown. He had another long touchdown, not touchdown, but a long pass against that Tennessee defense. Georgia's defense is scary. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like, they kept Tennessee's high-powered offense in check, which I honestly thought that Tennessee would come out firing on all cylinders, quiet that crowd, and the opposite happened. But shout out in Georgia, man. They look like a complete team.
Like Cedric said, we do got to put some respect on Bennett, and then they are the returning national champions. Like that first possession where they fumbled and Tennessee got the ball, and when they didn't score a touchdown, I was like, oh, that's not usually them. And then Bennett got the deep passes. First game this whole year that Hooker didn't have a touchdown pass. And we're talking about Tennessee, who was averaging 50 points a game, average, and they only had 13. So Georgia, barring any crazy upsets, they're going to represent the SEC East in the SEC title game. So, but we've talked about this for weeks, though, guys. Like, that's schedule for Tennessee. It was going to be very hard for them to go undefeated in that stretch. They were going to lose a game.
Yeah.
Like we were saying that since what, week 2?
Yeah.
We're like, they're either going to lose one to Alabama, they're going to lose one to Georgia, they might lose that trap game to Kentucky. It was a matter of time, man, because that stretch was too much. So
it was, but I mean, shouts out to Tennessee, man.
We also got to remember too, this is only their head coach's second year.
Yeah,
crazy.
So I mean, they're going to be fine. I mean, again, no one expected this team to be where they're at now. I just hope they finish the year off strong and have one loss, and then depending what happens the rest of the year, that might cause some controversy. But hey, the Vols. If you're a Buckeye fan, which I get it because we want CJ to win the Heisman, Hooker's performance was the best thing for you. Because if CJ, the way CJ played, if Hooker was normal Hooker, that would put him in front.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first game that, no receiving touchdowns, no passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we even saw, like, Cedric Tillman getting a lot of looks, getting a lot of receptions, just they could not score the ball by the pass. And it was odd. Like, it was really odd.
They were ready. Georgia was not playing around. Like when I saw the crowd, man, like I was like, oh. And I get it, because Tennessee, most of those big games they had at home, besides the LSU one where they beat the dog shit out of LSU. But but this Georgia team is like, oh no, we lose this, we're done. Oh no. Oh. Shout out to them. There was a game before we get to Alabama LSU that was a little bit, it was going on during, which we did not see coming. Brother Freeman and Notre Dame.
Good old Brother Freeman.
They have put a wrench in some things, because they not just beat number 4 Clemson undefeated.
Get the dog shit out of them.
Yep. 35 to
14.
14. There was a time where I thought it was 28 to 0.
It was 20 to 0 to the fourth quarter. No
one saw this coming. And this is like we said last week. We literally said it last week. Like Cedric, people are listening. People are going to lose. Now, it was just a matter of there's going to be chaos, and no one saw this coming.
Yeah, this was not on my radar of a game where Clemson was going to be upset. First off, Notre Dame went up 28-0 until the fourth quarter, which was insane. And then Clemson scored, Notre Dame answered, and then Clemson finally scored again. But man, what a good win for Brother Freeman. Has his struggles at the beginning of the season, but he's turning that Notre Dame team around. They're 6-3 with a beat back-to-back Syracuse and Clemson in back-to-back games, which good resume builder.
2 biggest wins of his young coaching career.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. Like, I'm sorry, Dabo. This man was on a mission. He did the Lord's work against y'all on Saturday. Like,
He did.
85 yards passing. Both the running backs from Notre Dame had over 100 yards rushing. I'm sorry. I don't know how more or what else you can really ask for. Like, they were blanking, as we said, blanking Clemson the entire game into the fourth quarter. That's an amazing performance. Good shit, Notre Dame.
You know, it's crazy, too, because in 2020, Notre Dame beat Clemson in double overtime. That was the game Trevor Lawrence was suspended.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they've been getting them, but this was the biggest win for Marcus Freeman and that staff, James Laurinaitis on the staff, because we talk about them losing to Marshall, them being out. Now Notre Dame, they're 6-3.
Yeah.
And again, for the Buckeye fans, that helps us now.
It does build that resume. Good quality Notre Dame win at the beginning of the season.
And Notre Dame just took out undefeated Clemson. Now, so you go from that to LSU, Alabama. I did not think LSU stood any chance, especially after seeing what they got shellacked by Tennessee. The editor, we want to make sure I shouted this out, Justin, while he was editing the pod, he's like, hey, don't sleep on LSU. They're going to be up for this game. I was like, okay. I don't believe it. Byron picked LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Because, the factors, Death Valley, nighttime, prime time. And to the shock, I can't even make fun of them today. Brian Kelly, they went for 2. They went for the win.
They went for 2 in overtime.
I don't know what to say because that was a moment. And also, we need to also ask this question. Can anyone in college football tackle Bryce Young?
No, they cannot. I've watched 2 teams literally have had this man in their crosshairs, but for some reason they cannot tackle Bryce Young for a sack. And this man either throws it or runs it for like 5 yards.
It's truly amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can't even front. I hate it so much because you just be watching. You're just like, oh, they got him. They got him. No, like that. I'll put it like this. I can't wait for that to get to the NFL because someone's gonna blast his dumbass. He's gonna try to run around and get blasted.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. But LSU winning that. Alabama has 2 losses. They're done.
They are done. We said at the beginning of the season, Alabama needed 2 losses. Tennessee did the first. I thought Ole Miss probably would have had a second. But then LSU started winning games. I was like, you know what?
If it's a night
game,
oh, Lord.
right. If
That's
it's
the
a night
biggest win of
game in
his.
Death Valley, hey, anything can happen, man.
I won't
It
be surprised
happened.
if he gets a contract extension now. I'm not going to lie.
I wouldn't.
Saban ain't got enough money to get him to the playoff now, baby. You've been exposed. It's a wrap. How many? Wait, will this be the first? This is the first time in a minute.
He's only, since the playoffs have started, he's only not, well, this will be only the second time. The only other time was 2019 when they had 2 losses because Tua got hurt in one game and then they lost the game to LSU. And that was Burrow's year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had the playoffs, so this will only be their second time missing it.
Fuck them, good.
And also, the only thing I'll be fair with is with the national meetup, you guys need to calm down. People are saying, "Oh, it's the dynasty." Y'all need to relax, man. Don't piss this dude off.
LSU is?
No, Alabama's like, "Is their dynasty over?" I was like, "Calm down." I don't
Y'all
need that.
will be fine next year.
So people in the South, all five mom, all of them, like, "Oh, the dynasty's over." They say that, and then of course they said that in 2019, and then we're the ones who had to get our asses kicked by them in 2020. So calm down.
Right.
Yeah, but they'll be fine. But this year, well, they'll be in a normal BCS bowl because they ain't making the playoffs. And let's go to those playoff rankings. Before we do that, I do have another thing for the producer I need to say because I've been on this train forever. And since he is a real news, fake news Gator fan, Florida beat the dog shit out of Texas A&M at home. So,
here we go.
My usual.
Oh
Jimbo!
man, he asking for his job right now.
My brother,
he's in the office pleading.
Turn in them office keys, please. It's time for you to go. It's time.
You want that letter of resignation?
His buyout like $90 million?
Ooh, like Byron. I also have that. I have those notes. I was ready. I was ready.
Prepared. He's like, I did my homework. I'm prepared for class.
Oh yeah, because he got a 4-year extension. I don't know why the hell he did that.
What year did he sign that?
He signed it September 2021. But his first thing,
make it.
It was a 2017 10-year, $75 million contract. All fully guaranteed.
2017.
Mm-hmm.
So his first contract was to 2027. Then he got a 5-year extension after that.
4-year extension.
4 years. So he's what? 2031.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if he's making that.
And then each year from 2022, I'm gonna read off these years for y'all. So 2022, $9 million flat. 2023, $9,150,000. So we're going up. It goes up 100,000 each year.
Oh, wow.
So 2031, he is pushing 9,950,000 a year. That's what he's supposed to make that year.
How much Ryan Day make a year?
Oh, Cedric, I wasn't prepared for that. I was only prepared for Jimbo.
Well, I'm just wondering, like in the grand scheme of things, can Texas A&M afford to not only just buy him out because it's guaranteed money for the first 10, right? Because I'm assuming.
Oh no, it's all fully guaranteed.
So you got to pay that man still, and then pay whoever your next coach would be if you try to get him out.
Yes, sir.
True. The only reason I mention this is me, man. I still remember that damn Phil Jackson. That nigga was making money. Ugh.
Ryan Day looking like he's making. He just got a new contract. He's making $9, and his buyout is $5. He just got this in September, and that's after he's already gone to a championship. Jimbo hasn't been to shit.
I was gonna say this man making Ryan Day money. He ain't doing shit.
Yes.
So then,
no.
So if he's fired before December 31st, his buyout is an amount equal to the total compensation that would have been paid to him for the remaining term. So if he's fired January 1st, 2023, New Year's Day, they owe him $85 million.
Wow.
Then you got to pay whoever takes his spot because he taking some. Well, I don't know. The smart move would be to kick his ass out and then try to promote someone from his unit so you can try to keep as much staff as you can. Because otherwise, you got to pay someone else to come in. And they come with their friends.
And Jimbo's current buyout is more than 4 times larger than the largest paid buyout in college football history.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
For a second. Yeah, Mar, I'm sorry. I don't think he's going to be going nowhere.
Oh, no, this soon. Texas.
I don't know, but Texas. This is Texas A&M though. Like they, I don't even know what type of NIL money they got. They ain't had none popping since like Dak and Johnny football.
He was talking that shit this summer. He's like, we got all this NIL money, yada yada, but they suck. Someone gonna have to make that shit shake.
Well, who you gonna put there though? Because that nigga gonna be asking for money too. He's like, listen, I know y'all was paying Jimbo, so I know y'all got bread.
That's true. Jimbo's really making all this money off the back of freaking Jameis Winston in Florida State, that title.
I mean, Jimbo don't give a damn. I'll put it like this. Jimbo getting paid. So I know for a fact if Jimbo gets fired, Jimbo's like, shit, run me my money. I won't be sitting at home. I ain't got to do shit for a few years. I ain't in no rush to find no new job.
Texas A&M, 3-6 overall, 1-5 in the conference.
Whew, that's so bad. That's so bad.
You're paying someone almost $100 million for the next like 10 years. Has
he
one
ain't
win in
winning
the conference.
shit. He can't even win their side of the conference. Oh, that's so bad.
This is where I wish we were traveling so we could talk to like Texas A&M fans because I want to know what other fandoms are like. We lost one game to Michigan last year, and people wanted Ryan Day crucified.
Fire Ryan Day. Get him out of here.
Like, are we really that bad? Oh, bro, they were on CJ Stroud. Man, that one I can't let go either. I can't.
What that man Kyrie say when people were on Benjamin? He's like, man, y'all on his jock, man. Get off of him, man. Leave him alone.
But no, Jimbo, you gotta do something, bro. Hey, come on, come to the L7C. We can help you.
Man, have some integrity.
Jimbo win a game for the rest of the year?
Oh.
Because I'm just looking at Texas.
Byron.
That's what we're doing now?
I'm looking at
Byron. Texas A&M schedule. They face Auburn, University of Massachusetts.
Byron, they'll beat UMass.
Bro, you saying they lose to UMass?
If they don't beat UMass, I don't care what. If they don't beat UMass, we're gonna have to meet halfway in Ohio to do that one.
They lost to App State.
Bro, no, that's an in-person pot. Bro, come on, Byron. They're beating UMass.
You ain't going halfway to Texas.
No, I'm talking about we need to go like meet. Like I'm talking about to do an in-person pod. Like if they lost to UMass, yeah.
And they ain't gonna lose to UMass. They'll be okay.
Now the 26th, LSU's gonna whoop their ass.
Oh yeah, no, they're getting the dog shit beat out of them. Because LSU's on the outside looking in. They're like, man, we gotta whoop the dog shit out of everybody now.
Damn, I forgot.
What we can.
Texas A&M really started like the number 6 team in the country.
I know, right? It's fucking fantastic. That's why I
lost to Appalachian State.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but they got back with Miami. They tried to come back, and then they lost to Arkansas.
No, they beat Arkansas.
Yeah, they beat.
Oh, that's right. They beat Miami. Beat Arkansas. Things are looking good.
Mississippi State.
Ooh.
They were one play away from beating Alabama.
Yep. But then, I mean, it wouldn't matter because the next week they lost to South Carolina. So,
and then lost to Ole Miss, and then
they got the dog shit beat out.
That's bad. That's bad. That's Jimbo. You've been my person. What are we doing, man? Don't lose.
Hey, I'll tell you what though, he can still talk shit because he gonna say me and Saban are gonna be in the same spot during the playoffs on our couch watching.
Well, at least Saban will have a. Now that's the dude. Texas A&M's not even gonna make a bowl game.
No, they are not.
You gotta have 6 wins to make a bowl game. You gotta win 6 to like.
I mean,
no, they're not making a bowl game.
If they want it bad enough, it's there. It's there.
Oh, no.
They got to win out if they want it bad enough.
LSU's motivated now. They control their own destiny.
They do.
Hey, what will you say if Jimbo somehow magically pulls off the upset at LSU?
Then I got to go back to my family. I was like, man, I was cool with you. I'm going to be like, bro, I liked you for 1 whole week. And then now it'll be 2 weeks by then. But then you just let it all. Come on, bro.
Let it all out.
But speaking of LSU, with them winning, they control their destiny to go to the SEC championship game because we got new rankings. You already know how we do. We see them and we talk about them. Georgia jumped to number 1, no surprise. Ohio State stayed at number 2. Michigan, who we didn't talk about, they were struggling a little bit, then explode. They stayed at 3. TCU Shout out to them. They are number 4. Those are the top 4. People outside looking in: Tennessee at 5, Oregon at 6, LSU at 7, USC at 8, Alabama at 9, Clemson at 10. And then, as we say, always trying to give Alabama resume builders, Mississippi at 11. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like Alabama with 2 losses being ahead of Clemson, Mississippi, UCLA. I don't even know they should be ahead of Utah. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like Utah. I'm not gonna lie.
Utah, man.
A 2-loss Alabama team. I mean, I'll put it like this. I would have thought they'd be at 10, but the only reason I'm cool with them being ahead of Clemson, the only reason is because Clemson really got the shit beat out of them until the fourth quarter.
Agree.
By an unranked team.
That is true.
Like, at least Alabama's 2 losses, those people are in the top 10.
That's true. So, Cedric, staying with that one, because those are good points. Their 2 losses are against only teams in the top 10. Currently, they're 5 and 7. Penn State's only losses are against 2 and 3, and they're at 14. Just staying with that logic.
But who else has Penn State beat? Because Alabama's beat other ranked teams. Like, the SEC was full of ranked teams when Alabama was stomping through some people. They weren't like high ranked, but they were good mid-tier ranks. And some of the people that they beat are still like starting to come back.
That's true.
Climb.
I think Penn State's best win, which they went to Auburn and beat the dog shit out of Auburn.
Yeah.
I think that's their best. I'm just saying, like, that's a good point too, like who they beaten, because loss-wise, I mean, Penn State lost to 2 and 3, and 2 and 3 are higher than 5 and 7.
Yeah. And it also depends on where they started. Like,
that's true.
Like, Alabama started in this thing at 6, like after their first loss, and it was to Tennessee, who was number 1.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. It's just seeing them at 9. They have no shot, but I just don't like them at 9. Mississippi only has 1 loss.
I hear you. Like, I would rather them be at 10, but for me, if they're at 10, then where are we putting Clemson? Because Alabama's definitely had a stronger schedule than Clemson.
So I'd put Mississippi at 9, and then Alabama 10, and then Clemson 11.
11? Okay.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Because here's my problem now, because this is college football. Alabama's at 9. Don't USC and Oregon play this week, or is that next week?
Let me look, and I can tell you.
Oregon plays Washington this week.
Okay. Do they play this? When do they play? Do they play, or they've already played? Have they played already, or no? No, they haven't played already.
I mean, Oregon plays Utah week 12.
That's going to be big.
They won't play week 13 because USC plays Notre Dame for the Jewel Shillelagh.
Or is Oregon and USC just going to be the Pac-12 championship game?
Has to be just a Pac-12 championship game.
Yeah, because USC plays Colorado this week.
Because Oregon's only lost to their ass whooping to Georgia. So, because
Oregon and USC will meet in a Pac-12 if they win their last 3 games.
If they hold serve.
Because USC plays Colorado this week, then UCLA next weekend, and then the weekend after that, they plays Notre Dame.
That's big too. Because UCLA's only lost once too.
Yeah, and it's to Oregon,
and that's the Oregon. That's Pac-12 is going to be very interesting. Because currently, for me, what I'm seeing, if everything holds serve, LSU, man, Georgia's going to whoop your ass. I'm sorry. Georgia's going to be in.
Okay.
Since we're a Buckeye podcast and we win the Big Ten and beat Michigan, we're going to be in. Okay, so that's 2 spots. And you know what? I like TCU. I'm going to say they're going to go undefeated. They're going to probably lose to Texas this weekend anyway, so that's going to fuck it all up. But let's just say for this sake, because their number, TCU was the Big 12 undefeated. They're it, right? Okay.
So there's 1 spot left.
There's 1 spot left. I think if those teams stay course, the Pac-12 champ will get that spot. I think Clemson.
I can see that.
I think the ACC's out now.
Yeah, no, I don't think the ACC can get in.
And I love Tennessee, but those Pac-12 teams are actually really good. And if there's a one-loss conference champ, they'll get in.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that.
Because you mentioned 2 losses, how do you feel about LSU at 7? Because before the college ranking football playoff came out, they had 1 loss from the beginning of the season to Florida State. But
that was embarrassing.
They ended up being 10.
Oh, but Cedric, you called it last week why they were 10.
Yeah.
Hey,
the committee thought Alabama was going to beat them, so they could just put Alabama back in the 4.
I know, but I'm just like one of from unranked, completely unranked. Like we ain't even getting that beautiful how sometimes a list out the AP people's like, well, here's the people who are not ranked who are right on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
But unranked beats Ole Miss by 25 points, blows Ole Miss out.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're at 10 because Ole Miss was 7. We're at 10. Ole Miss was 11. And then you beat Alabama. Now you're 7. Only other losses to Tennessee and Florida State.
I'm gonna give them grace just because they did the job I thought Ole Miss should have done this week, which they might really. That's another game.
They still could.
Yeah.
If they win, how much stock you giving them? Does that hurt LSU's win?
That's going to be tough because those two are nip and tuck for SEC West, but LSU has the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
but I guess also too with that, Cedric, this. Let me see it. Who do you guys have on a neutral field if they played on neutral field? LSU or USC?
On a neutral field, I honestly can see. I like USC, but that's just me giving props to the Pac-12 because I know that they've been playing good football over there.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Or a LSU versus Oregon. Or UCLA. I'm just looking at these other teams that could potentially
because I'll keep it 100. No offense to our Western brethren, but y'all in the South ain't gonna shake. Them stadiums in the South are just built different. Y'all in the South, it ain't gonna shake.
I'm glad Notre Dame jumped from unranked to 20. That was good.
Yeah.
Another upset, Illinois. That's embarrassing.
That
lost to Michigan State. That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing, but I think they still control their destiny in the West.
Yeah, because the West is ass.
I mean, you're not wrong.
They're only good when Wisconsin has really good running backs. Melvin, Jonathan, they're only good when they have those people.
Their only hope right now is just to ruin seasons at this point in time.
Facts.
If I'm their coach, I'm like, listen, if we can't go, we shut them. I said, we're shitting the bed for everybody. We are here to make everyone have a bad day.
Oh, I agree.
Actually, Illinois kind of got it tough.
They got Michigan in 2 weeks.
They played Purdue this weekend. Purdue loves to play spoiler.
Well,
at Michigan and then at Northwestern. And, Northwestern is Northwestern, but Purdue and Michigan back-to-back is kind of tough.
Yeah, it's tough. For Purdue's perspective, it's I don't know what you got to spoil. They ain't doing shit.
That's true. For us, it's all gearing towards that game. All gearing.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
We're 2 and. I imagine Michigan's gonna win out. Up until us, and when we play, it's 2 and 3. Oh dear fucking god!
That's what it'll be. I do think after the Illinois game, if Illinois is still ranked and Michigan whoops their ass, they'll put Michigan at 2 and us at 3. It doesn't matter. It's going to be 2 versus 3 regardless.
Yeah,
as long as we both hold serve. But we're 2 weeks away from it. That's where it all these people who I want the season to come down to the last game against Michigan. Well,
that's where I'll be okay.
Currently, you have your wish.
You have
Listen,
your
I'm going to be
wish.
looking at all these people during that game, too. Like, is this what you wanted? This is what you're getting, regardless of what you want now. So I really hope we got this figured out because cannot play like we had the last 2 weeks against Michigan.
We can't have Michigan have more first downs, more total yards, more time of possession than us. Especially if there's no turnovers, we're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Harbaugh, they're doing good stuff over there. Like,
and they're still riding the high from last year.
Yeah. I mean, they're coming in with a win against Ohio State of last year.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Obviously, we see what their best player from last year, Aiden Hutchinson's actually balling in Detroit. He got a couple picks on Rodgers. So, I mean, they had good players, but Byron, you brought up Northwestern's dude. No disrespect. He had 100-some yards rushing against Ohio State. Michigan got two of them boys.
Yep.
I know.
I know. Oh, man. And they're two different style backs, too. So it's not even like you stop one, same type of schemes and looks, you can stop the other. They both run the ball differently.
Yeah, because I do firmly believe, like, this, since 2019, this is our best shot to win a title. But Michigan is standing in the way of us even getting the opportunity. And don't worry, when it's Michigan week, we will have a full L7C OSU Michigan week. That's all we're going to be talking about that Tuesday, but it's looming. Byron's already thinking about the game.
I am, man.
We got to get there.
I know we got to get there, so I'm not trying to focus on it too much. But like you said, it's looming, especially with two running backs that can get 100 yards easily, like they did against Penn State. That's
I will say though, like, it's almost going to be the same thing as 06, because that was 1 versus 2 undefeated, went to the national championship. This is going to be 2 versus 3. We're going to go to the playoffs, and if CJ balls out that game, he will secure the Heisman.
Yes.
If he plays like ass that game, well, I can't even say that. If CJ plays like ass, we will not win that game.
Right.
I need CJ
I can't even say that
game.
No, yeah. If he
plays like ass, Desmond Howard's gonna be there, and he's gonna still talk shit. And I really fucking hate that nigga. Like, I can't even cap. Like, I really don't like that nigga.
I mean, Desmond Howard's playoff picks are not looking too good.
He has one left.
Michigan.
It's Michigan.
Oh,
that's the only one.
That's a shocker.
I don't remember if he had two. No, he didn't have two. He had like Baylor.
Yeah.
He had Baylor, Pittsburgh, Michigan. And I forget was it A&M?
It might have been A&M.
Well,
hey, remember
Pitt and A&M are enough to be like, well, guy, nah, not right now.
So we'll see. Anything else, guys? We're getting close, man. We only got.
I mean, yeah.
Actually, a couple of big games. TCU and Texas.
That'll be good.
That's gonna be a good one.
I want TCU to win.
I want TCU to win as well. But...
I like them.
And then Oregon and Washington.
Well, it's the middle of November. This is typically, historically, when Oregon fucks it up for themselves. So I'm taking the upset.
Taking the upset?
Mm-hmm.
You're taking Washington, the Huskies?
I'm taking them Huskies, even though I don't even like dogs like that. So
wow. Man, what you mean, man? Your dogs performed for you last week at the Bulldogs?
Bro, I was really hurt picking them because I was just like, ain't no way.
I know you were. I was sitting here while I was like, whoa, is Mara going to go afoul of them again? Have to apologize?
No. ain't no way. Ain't no way Tennessee was going to beat them at home. Oh, ain't no way. If that was at Rocky Top, though, they would have had. But no, ain't no way. We only got 3 more games left, guys. Only 3 more.
Yeah, 3 more weeks of college football. Then it's bowls and playoff season.
So,
Also, Alabama, Ole Miss. 9 and 11.
Byron?
I don't know. I don't trust Ole Miss. I mean, LSU already completed the mission, so whatever Alabama does, whatever.
Ole Miss home?
Yeah, I believe it is at Ole Miss. Yep, it's at Ole Miss.
What time is that game?
It is at 3:30 on CBS.
Oh, they're gonna kill.
I mean, they should.
They should.
Because LSU whooped their ass. If they can't upload this, if they lose and it's like really things are just that team is just going into shambles now. Like that's just like no heart. If they lose,
That is true.
Like Bryce Young, you can kiss your Heisman dreams goodbye, homie. Lose to Ole Miss, for sure, gone forever.
You know what's crazy too? People are like, "Man, is there still a chance Bama could get in? They're 9. If they beat number 11, they could go up to 8." I'm like, "Okay, let's calm down.
Let's chill for a second." Like the only way that happens is for like people to lose to teams that do not fucking matter.
Right. They would need absolute chaos in the next 3 weeks. And for them to win out.
And like $20 million donated to the to the charity of your choice by Nick Saban.
I mean, you know, Thanksgiving coming up. You know, you might be providing them boys some turkeys.
Man, he shouldn't be giving them boys shit. I'm sorry. Like Nick Saban, don't be buying nobody's shit. It's over, bro. Just take your L. It's okay. You got your money. You can still look at Jimbo and be like, listen, poor Jimbo. You can still talk your shit.
It's interesting, man. It really is because, like, I obviously we all want Ohio State to beat Michigan, but like when we're being objective of it, that game is going to be really tough.
Yes,
really and it's hard. Like, and then looking forward is like after watching Georgia put the clamps on Tennessee, I'm like, oh, I don't think we can beat them.
I was thinking about during that game too. I was like, man, what if Georgia and Ohio State meet in the playoffs? I don't know.
After the way we've been playing, we get our asses whooped.
We ain't winning. Yeah,
we get our asses whooped.
And we turn it over the ball.
Yeah.
Like that's the fucked up part about it. Like it's not just like they're gonna score on us because I know our defense is good, but Georgia is also offensively good in the right places.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I don't know if we can shut down all of them.
I'm just afraid because you know CJ getting smacked. There's gonna be that one smack where he fumbles, just like Iowa did him, and it's like, oh, the whole momentum changed.
Yep.
I mean, shit, man. Georgia punches that ball out very well. Mm-hmm. I don't even know, and when our passing game don't work at all, but when we're struggling, man, we rely on the run a lot. And
you can't be one-dimensional and beat Georgia.
I
can see us saying fumbling. Good things about Georgia. I hate it, but
I love it. I'm a Georgia stan now. Ever since, man, let's go Bulldogs.
But yeah, I was thinking about that too. Watching, I was like, oh yeah, we couldn't beat them. Not now.
Like the way they handled Tennessee, that's the national. That was the national championship team.
That is it. Yes. That was national championship mode, Georgia. Not the team that almost lost. Think about it. They almost lost to Missouri. But that was the national championship Georgia Bulldogs. Yeah, so there's a lot of teams. Shoot, I still don't know if we beat Tennessee on a neutral field.
No. You think who covering Hyatt?
I'm not even going to say his name.
I'll say it. Who's covering
Denzel Burke?
Because it's not even like their line is bad. It's just Georgia's defense line is really fucking good.
Yeah, it was scary.
And Hooker was overthrowing. Like Hooker, when he got those passes up, those receivers were fucking open. Mm-hmm. He was just overthrowing them.
Bro, you start overthrowing when you're getting smacked. Like when you see them big defensive linemen in your face, you get scared.
But it's not even like a horrible overthrow. Like we're talking like. I think there was like one where Tillman was wide open. And that's when I thought they were going to spark. I was like, that nigga wide open. I was like, he catch that ball, he gone. Ain't nobody going to stop him.
One where Hyatt was wide open as well for a touchdown.
So it's like, man.
They weren't ready. They were not ready for that type of hell.
I don't know if we could, like, Hyatt runs what do they say? They said a 4.31?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fucking fast.
because I know their offense can keep up with our offense. So
Yeah.
Tennessee is in that sweet spot though, because if anything bad happens, they're gonna get in. That 5 spot is always a sweet spot to be in.
It is, because someone drops. They're like, "You remember me?"
Because we didn't see Clemson losing to Notre Dame. That means someone's going to get upset. Each week there's going to be an upset we didn't see coming.
Oh, absolutely. And unfortunately, like
Absolutely.
TCU, you guys are.
They might lose to Texas. I think
I'm saying everyone's looking at them.
Mhm.
Everyone's looking at them to be the team because, I mean, they play Texas, who's 6-3, Baylor's 6-3,
Yeah, Baylor's pretty. They saw the
and then
Big
they
12
finished
title
Iowa
game.
State. And yep. And so it's like, would they play? Because I see how they're not like split up in regions.
No, it's whoever is the top 2 at the end of the season.
So would they theoretically? Because right now Texas is number 2.
Yep.
So would they theoretically play Texas again?
In theory, they could. Well,
oh man,
and it's hard to be the same team twice in football.
So hard.
But that's. I mean, let's see the top. Well, I'll say the top 10. The top 10. I mean, it's all do or die for them every week.
Yep.
Just once you enter the top 10 in college football playoffs, it's do or die every week.
What's even crazier is that on ESPN, Texas is a 73% favored to win.
That's so disrespectful.
That is disrespectful. Is it at Texas?
It's at Texas. It's a night game. ABC.
Oh, it's at night?
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
I thought it was an afternoon game.
No, it's night.
TC's going to lose. Oh, fuck. I did not know. I thought that was like a 12.
Fuck, 7:30 at night in Texas. Oh.
And they're going to feel this is going to be their one, like, we should have got this one at Alabama. This is going to be their get back.
Yep, because yours is back. He's going to be like, yo. It's like, don't y'all sleep on me. Y'all thought I was done out here. Nah, fuck these guys. They ain't going with us. No one's going from the Big 12.
That game's really at night.
Yep.
7:30 on ABC.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right.
That's Oh, man.
Bad.
Oh, man.
That's Texas is 7-point favorite.
Well, because they're at home. I don't think they'd be favorites if they were.
Yeah, if it was at TCU, hell no.
No, they wouldn't be favorites. That's so disrespectful.
73%?
TCU is beating so many ranked teams, and they're like, oh, yeah, it's okay.
Like, I can understand if you try to give them 50-50 because they're at home and it's a night game. Like, I can see you giving them the 50-50. But 73% against the number 4 ranked team in the country.
That's disrespectful.
That's so fucking rude. See, ESPN about smoke. Like, they out here stirring some shit. They on some trash because they know them boys got them apps and are seeing this shit. You know, the coaches are fucking printing that off and putting it on the fucking weight room and all the fucking lockers and everything. Remember, guys, 73%. Someone's going to have a fucking sign.
Damn, TCU's about to lose. Fuck.
Martin.
I'm so hurt. I actually like them, bro.
I know. You going through it?
I really am. Because I thought that game was in the afternoon.
TCU has been known to come back from down. So I'm not going to count TCU out.
Man, I can't even say. I was like, Nick, make this game an afternoon game, but you don't control the Big 12.
I mean, Texas future SEC material right there, baby.
That's true.
I mean,
2 years.
Yeah, they ain't ready for that, but it's okay.
Shit, that's Nick Saban's way. It's like, man, put them at night. We need all the options we can get. Texas, you sure you want to still come in here? You want me to help you out, get in here? You better beat TCU and help us out.
Well, all right, we'll be talking about that game next week. We'll see how that goes. That's the biggest. I guess that's the biggest game of the week. That and Ole Miss and Alabama. But guys, final score predictors for the OSU game.
Ooh,
I'm not gonna even cap. I would usually say like 42 to like 12. The way our offense looking, I'm gonna say a smooth 27-7.
27-7. Okay. I'm gonna say 32-10.
Martin.
Man, what's the weather?
I think we gotta get back.
What's the weather like in Columbus?
You live there.
I mean, it's cool right now. I'll go 40. Indiana. I'll go
40
to 14.
40 what?
42. Stop. 42-14.
42-14.
Starters play the whole game because we start off slow.
Okay. I see you giving them 2 touchdowns. I respect that.
After last time, that was embarrassing. I said 60-3. Yeah, that's embarrassing. But okay. With that being said, Buckeyes win. I think Michigan wins too. Some top 10 teams going to lose. And we'll be right back here next week. With that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. We appreciate all the support as our last week's episode was the 300th episode in the L7C podcast history, which is crazy to think about because you feel like we've done a lot more, but then you would sit back and it's like, holy shit, we got 300 episodes out.
Yeah,
but
that's insane.
We appreciate your guys' support, man. With that being said, it's the L7C podcast signing out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.